Okay then, so the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. I think we're drawing super near to the end now. I think after this one there's only 2 episodes left. Don't quote me on that, but I think we're getting close to the end now. So, we've almost finished the series, and that's going to be the end of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 reviews. It's a shame, really. Overall, I've enjoyed this series. I had a fun time watching it. I really like... I like Yugioh as a character. I like all the Yugioh incarnates. I like the story more than anything. The idea behind this series I thought was really good. So that is something I can't fault with the series. I will admit that I was a little bit disappointed towards the end. I thought the Zarc main arc finished a little bit too soon. He'd been built up from this entire series. We knew something was going to happen. And we only got a few short episodes. This is a case of a rushed ending, that's all this is. And even though I thought this episode was an awesome build-up episode for the next one, I don't think I'm going to have the oomph at the end that I wanted to get from this series. But overall, I've enjoyed it. Okay, so what did we learn in this episode, though? So, we know that obviously Yugioh's flaw at the moment, according to Jack Atlas, is the fact that he won't summon his dimensional dragons, which... we kind of guessed in the last episode. We kind of knew that was kind of a thing. The reason that Yugioh didn't want to summon them was, again, something that we'd guessed. He was afraid that by summoning them, he would bring out Zarc, or the Zarc dragon himself. So, something he wanted to avoid. So, I just want to quickly mention one thing. I like Jack Atlas as a character. I think he's pretty awesome. But how come he's the one with all the answers kind of thing? Why is his opinion the most important one? When he tells you, yeah, your dueling is wrong still, you need to do what I'm saying, and that is to summon all the dragons. And Yugioh even says to me, he says, no, I want to find a way to duel without my dragons, entertain without them. He's like, well, that's wrong, that's wrong. And that's the only thing that bothers me about Jack. He's like, his opinion seems to matter. Is it narcissistic? It seems a bit narcissistic of the character, but I guess he always was, wasn't he? But like, let Yugioh find his own way? I don't care. It is the right answer. Yugioh should learn how to control the dimensional dragons, but like, why couldn't Yugioh figure that out? Why did we have to have Jack Atlas come in and be like, you need to do this? Yeah, there's anything that I didn't really like. So, Reggie Akaba, fuck knows how he's managed to do this, but he's set up a dimensional dual runner race course that goes through all these teleport things so they can go to all these different dimensions, which is cool, don't get me wrong, and the fact that they're able to visit each one of these lets people see them and things like that, that's cool. How the hell he built that, I will never know. We also get to see Crow, who I'm glad we got to see just before the series finished as well, because, you know, we've seen pretty much everyone now, so everyone's had a moment to sort of come back, we've reflected on them all, they've all had their moments, so now we're just sort of winding down to the end. So I think sort of the peak of the episode was when Jack gets out his Tyrant Dragon, and he goes to attack Yugioh and he's about to defeat him. And Yugioh has that moment where time sort of stops for a second and he hears Yuto say, is this really how you want to be defeated, or is this how we lose this duel? That doesn't seem like, that's not how I would want to be defeated, or something like that. And we sort of see all the different aspects of Yugioh's other beings kind of thing. They all start speaking to him saying that, like, I wouldn't want to lose like this. Even Yuri's like, don't you give up, listen to the dragons, they're trying to tell you something. And that was cool. It was cool to see that. That very much matches the manga version of what this anime is based on, kind of thing. Because the manga version, all those different Yugioh versions were already inside Yugioh, kind of thing, and they talk to him all the time rather than just having 2 at a time. So that was really cool. Again, this is another complaint that I have with the series. Yuri didn't get a redemption arc, so having Yuri sort of say things to Yugioh, it seems a bit like, can we really trust him? But let's just pretend he had a redemption arc. Let's just pretend he sort of did a little tiny bit of a turnaround. He's still an asshole, but he would fight for the good cause in the end. He realised, you know, I don't know what he'd realise. And we get that moment where the pendulum is swinging and he's saying that, like, I am Yuto. This is how I've seen it anyway. The Yuto, Yuri, and Yugo all pop up. He sort of acknowledges that he's all of them. And the last one is like, I am Zarc. But he's saying it in a good way this time. And you see that image where he becomes Zarc for a moment. I thought he was going to stay like that for a second. I thought that was the acceptance part. So he sort of just melds with everyone. I wouldn't have minded if he turned into Zarc's character. I do think Yuu's got the best design out of all of them. No, that's not true. That's an absolute lie. Yu is one of my favourite designed main characters, but I think Yuto might be a little bit better designed because he matches Yugimoto more than anything. But it's still pretty cool nonetheless. So with the acceptance of all these other aspects of himself, he decides to, alright then, let's kick things off. He's got his Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon out, he's got his Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon out, he's got his Clear Wing Synchro Dragon out, and he's got his Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which when they're all on the field like that, and they're all doing those like epic scream kind of things, amazing. I'd have to say that Yugioh has got my favourite deck of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters. I mean, like, obviously I like bits and pieces of the other decks as well, but now that Yugioh's completed his deck and he's got all the dimensional dragons in his deck, this is my favourite deck now. It just looks so cool with him riding on the bike with the 4 dragons like following in suit. You can't really beat that, can you? So something that Yugioh notes as well is the fact that the roars that they're doing isn't out of anger anymore. It is out of like fear. They're scared of Ray, and some people are asking, well, why are they scared of Ray? Well, because Ray was the one that separated them to begin with, so you can kind of see why they'd be afraid of Ray. But hopefully this gets cleared up and they sort of make peace with Ray anyway, because that's our main bay for Yugioh, I guess, so they should sort of work things out. But anyway, the episode ends there. Next episode we'll get the rest of the duel with Jack Atlas, and then if there's 1 or 2 episodes left after that, let's just say there's one more, hopefully get an episode with Nujabes versus Reggie, and I hope we get like Yugioh defeating Reggie, because we haven't had that throughout the series, which I would like to have. Well, he did technically beat him the first duel, but obviously Reggie just walked away. He didn't give a shit. He said, listen, I gotta go. You win. I'm going. So I want to see Yugioh beat Reggie in the final. So then, guys, that is pretty much my review of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. What did you think of this series so far? Do you give it high points, low points? What do you think of Yugioh accepted being Zarc? Do you think Jack Atlas is a bit of a narcissistic arsehole? Or do you think he knows best because he's such a good duelist? Just let me know below. Thanks a lot for watching.